to hit this go back.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much, guys, I'm honestly stoked. As you guys seen on the last clip, we just reassembled the fuel cell, put the fuel pump inside. We are running a Hellcat 525 fuel pump, same one that Dana is running on his setup on his sedan. It's rated for about, I say honestly, about 700 horsepower, give or take. So that was the main reason why I did it. I was originally going to go ahead and do 2 pumps, which is why I got the dual pump hanger on it. But honestly, I just decided to go ahead and go 1 because, again, there's really no point of having that second pump if I'm not going into the thousands of horsepower. So at the end of the day, we just opted for the 525, and that will do plenty. And I'm just gonna go ahead and carry an extra one on me just in case at all times. So that if anything does happen in the future, we can easily just swap it out, literally pull off a couple of bolts and put the new one on. But the goal for today is actually to get the all-wheel drive shaft finally installed, so that way the car will be fully all-wheel drive once and for all. This was the last missing piece that needs to be put on, so that way we can go ahead and complete that. And if you guys remember correctly, I ended up making a trade with a gentleman by the name of Shaka Rob on Instagram. He makes these for the all-wheel drive community, and honestly, just the quality of it, I would honestly recommend, if you guys are interested in one, hit him up on Instagram, and he does sell these and he will ship them out to you, I believe, also. So again, I ended up trading a carbon fiber hood for this drive shaft, and the main reason why I went with him was because on my setup, I do not need to run a viscous on the drive shaft, or I don't need to, I don't need that, plain and simple. The reason being is because my differential, my in-track diff, actually has a built-in viscous coupler inside of it. This differential also has a built-in LSD, which is also going to help me out. So the only thing I really needed was just the bars or the drive shaft to be made along with the slip yoke, so that way we don't exactly just tear it all up. So hopefully we can get all this installed finally today. I do have a busy schedule today, so the goal for me is actually to start getting this finished today within the next couple of hours, and then finally make this car once and for all-wheel drive. Alrighty guys, so that is fully mounted now. So now back here is where we're gonna have to pretty much start doing the rest of it. So let me go ahead and set myself up to where we can start mounting up the rear section of the drive shaft. Alrighty guys, so as you guys can see, we are actually using channel locks. It's been quite a few hours already. I've been out here trying to figure this out, trying to come up to the solution before I jump to any guns or any of that stuff. And yeah, I did end up pretty much reaching out to the gentleman Shaka Rob, and we then determined finally that these flanges was put on accidentally. He was actually sent the wrong one, and he did order the same one as the front one, because I did pull that off. I did try it on back here on the rear diff, and I figured this should work because it's the same flange. Well, after that, I ended up measuring that flange, and it is absolutely a little bit bigger than the other one. So after measurements and everything else, we did come to the conclusion that that is the wrong one. He is actually going to be coming down this weekend, he said, and that he would come and swap it out and replace it and put a new one on. That way it matches the one in the front. So pretty much I lost about 2 hours trying to figure all this out, giving myself a headache because I didn't want to jump to any guns. So the one thing I can really do right now, guys, I only have about 30 minutes left in the day because I have so much stuff to do today. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the brackets on, see if we can jack it up and see if we can kind of figure out where it's gonna go, because I did put the vice grips on the back of it, and it is centered, so we know we are gonna be true still. So let's go ahead and get this piece fitted up here and see where we're gonna have to grind down so we can start welding up the brackets. Alrighty guys, so as you guys can see, we got the drive shaft mocked up, propped up on the jack right now. I did check the angle and it looks like we're true. So everything is matching up straight to the diff, so it doesn't look like there's any angle, weird angle or anything like that. So we're looking pretty golden right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the welder out from the corner and start prepping all that so we can start getting all that welded and see what we can get done. I have about 10 more minutes, so I doubt any of that can happen. So let's go ahead and see still and get all that prepped. Alrighty guys, so unfortunately I was supposed to start welding up and get all this prepped, so I came out here to check to make sure I had a little bit of gas that I thought I had, and unfortunately we have zero gas. I had about, I would say 20% gas still in there. I'm not sure if it's seeped out, there's a leak somewhere, but yeah, we're on full empty. I was actually supposed to go last video, I believe it was, and actually refill my argon, because that's when I was actually tigging up, and that's when I broke my BBW cup for the mount that we made for the fuel cell. I was supposed to go because I'm running low on that one, and I was running low on that one. I was just gonna go ahead and swap them out, but unfortunately I am out now, so now I am forced to leave. I do not have any more time to spare right now, so I pretty much got the angle of the drive shaft and everything is matching up. I did use my angle finder to make sure everything was solid, but I'm gonna go ahead and message Brandon and also Dana just for their opinion, because again guys, I've never been all-wheel drive, I've never done this, and I want to make sure everything is okay. I don't know if I need any angle to the carrier bearing or not, which I probably doubt that I do, but it's just precautions. I'm gonna go ahead and take that measurement and make sure we do it correct, because I don't want to have any issues later on. So tomorrow we'll pick back up on it. We'll head to the welding, get gas, and then also get material that I need so that I can make the support for the carrier bearing and pretty much fabricate all that. So pretty much guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning guys. it's the next day, and we're gonna be heading to go get this tank filled with welding. Have the other one in the trunk, so have the small one here for the welder inside my truck. So we're gonna head over to California Welding Supply and go get this filled. All right guys, so we just arrived, so I'm gonna go ahead and get down, take down the tanks, and then get it all refilled so we can head back to the house and get this drive shaft welded into place. So let me go ahead and handle the business real quick, and yeah, see you guys basically at home. Alrighty guys, so I got everything pretty much back into its locations. Everything is set now. So now we got gas for the TIG machine and we got gas for the welding machine. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is pretty much start measuring out the piece of metal that we're gonna need. On top of that, I already have 2 brackets made. So these 2 brackets are gonna be utilized to go on top to space it out, because where the carrier bearing is on the bottom, there is a tiny space on it in order for it to make it leveled. So let's go ahead and pretty much measure that out so we can start fabricating everything and getting everything made. Alrighty guys, so update, as you guys seen, it's pretty much just grinding away. These are going to be the plates that are actually going to mount to the frame itself. My frame looks like it had a low life date at one point in time when somebody had it slammed. So what I'm gonna end up doing, what I ended up doing is I beveled it so that way I can weld these together. After I weld these together and I tack them, I get the whole thing done, and then I'm gonna go ahead and weld these to the bottom of the frame where we have the carrier bearings. From there, I do have ears that I did fabricate that are gonna be extending off of it, which are mounted right there. So those then will get mounted after we have pretty much all of it welded up, as far as those 2 plates that I just beveled. The reason why I beveled it was because since it is double plating, I want to be able to make sure that we penetrate through all of it, and that way it's pretty much a solid weld, so that way it won't pull apart later on in the future. So that's the reason why we bevel it. So this is the way we're going to run it for now. I'm going to go ahead and continue, and hopefully we can get this finished today. So I'm going to have to pretty much get the angle correct. I'm allowed up to 15 degrees from what I was told by Brandon. We have shut up. I reached out to him for some information just to make sure everything was okay. And as you can see, this frame is the one that's damaged, which is why I have to compensate and put 2 plates. Because if I were to do one, it wouldn't work for me. So this 3rd plate is just the ear. So I'm going to tee it off after I weld the plates into this location here. And then this will tee off, and I'll go ahead and weld it all the way around. Once pretty much I get
these sections welded all the way around, I'll go ahead and drop the carrier bearing with the drive shaft, and I'll weld the inside of it, so that way it'll be a 4-sided weld on each side. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue, guys, and hopefully we can get this finished up, which I believe we should, without any issues. I just had to pretty much make sure that everything was going correct. Alrighty, guys, so as you guys seen, pretty much we got everything welded up as far as these 4 plates welded together. So now we have 2 thick plates. I already mentioned it, my frame is messed up, so that's the reason why I have to run 2 of them, and that way also it will give me the degree that I need for the drive shaft going straight all the way pretty much back. So there was kind of an issue, and I wanted to kind of address it first. So I did pretty much talk with Brandon, we have shit up, and also Dana, and I wanted to get their input because, again, I didn't want to have to do this all over again and redo it and then do the same thing that I've been doing previously. I'm trying to do it in one shot, get it done and right, and that way we have no issues. So I reached out to cross my T's and dot my I's and all that, and I wanted to make sure that the pinion angle, or if I needed a pinion angle, what was I allowed, up to what degree. And after talking with Brandon, we have shit up, he then schooled me and gave me the knowledge that I needed, that if I was running 2 carrier bearings, which I'm not, I'm allowed up to 2 degrees of angle. And since I'm only running 1, because I am not running a viscous, I mean, I am running a viscous, but that is built into the rear differential, I'm allowed up to 15 degrees. So those 15 degrees is what I can go up to. Thank God, after measuring everything with the angle finder and everything, that I'm only at 5. So I'm at a good angle to where I won't get no noise, vibration, or big stuff like that. So we're gonna be pretty much set to continue. So now that I know everything is right, now we're gonna go ahead and get these plates welded on there, pretty much spacing to where I need them at, make sure the carrier bearing is not tweaked or any of that stuff, just make sure it's straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these welded up, and then I'll go ahead and update you guys once we get this welded into place on the frame. Guys, my car is finally all-wheel drive. You guys don't know how great that actually is to say that my car is finally all-wheel drive. After 2 years of almost giving up on the car plenty of times and losing motivation because of so much stuff that I've gone through with this car, I can finally say I'm stoked that I didn't give up, and I continued making progress on this car. Huge shout out to Dana, Young Static, and also the big homie Brandon. We have shit up. 2 most solid dudes you can never have as a homie, friend, acquaintance, and just have a part of your life. Without them, I wouldn't have been this far. Huge shout out to you guys once again for always having my back. But as you guys seen, pretty much the car is all-wheel drive now. Once Shocker Rob comes down this weekend, we'll change out the flange on the drive shaft to the CRV one. We'll bolt it up to the diff, and from there we can make full rotations, and I'll go ahead and put that towards the end of the video. But as you guys seen, guys, progress
is being made. I'm not giving up, and I look forward to the future. And if you guys look forward to more progress of this car, please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Until next time.